good morning. Today we are spending a morning in the nursery and the greenhouse doing all nursery things, and I thought it would be so fun to bring you guys along. I actually started working, I was doing some trimming, and I thought I should film this so that you guys can join me this morning. But we just had our huge local event in Greenville, South Carolina, where people pre-order and then they pick up all their plants. It was amazing. It was exhausting. We're going from morning to night for 3, 4, 5 days and just loading up plants and taking them to our chiropractic office. But it was so wonderful giving you guys your plants so that you could have them for your garden and enjoy them. What we've been getting ready for you guys, you could finally have. And it was so wonderful to meet a lot of you. I was surprised and didn't expect a lot of you that watch our videos or people that we've known for 8+ years with our nursery existing already. We got to see old friends. So it was so wonderful seeing you guys all and chatting, and that was just a treasure to us. So this is week 16 of our shipping, and it is a busy week. So we came after a really busy weekend going into a really busy shipping week. I think it's one of our highest of orders. It is now Thursday, so we're kind of like, we've gotten through the busyness. So I am just jumping in wherever is needed. We have our employee who kind of like manages and runs the shipping part and does the best, phenomenalist job ever. We are so grateful for her. So I'm just helping her wherever she needs. So they are doing all the packaging of your orders right now, which is so fun in our shop. And right now what I am doing is I'm in the greenhouse. I'm doing a ton of trimming and pruning because the plants are prime right now, but they're starting to like tip on the other side of prime where they're just growing and they're just ready to be planted. So we trim and prune all of those and fertilize them and space them out and separate them, which is so crucial for strong stems, healthy plants, airflow, all that stuff, and to get them bushy. So I'm reorganizing, I'm moving them, I'm trimming them. And then I am bringing plants, like orders that are already picked, taking them back and forth for them to package up. And then I'm also picking orders for next week and trying to get ahead on that. So we're just gonna be doing a lot of stuff. So I hope you guys have fun watching. Okay, let me show you guys. We are in kind of Supertunia Alley right now. This is in the back of our greenhouses. And I just got done watering this section. These are all the Supertunia Saffron Finch. They all got a haircut yesterday and spaced out, and they look so good. And we're gonna give them lots of good fertilizer. And then I spaced out the Supertunia Royal Velvet. They honestly looked amazing. They didn't have many issues, but let me show you. This is like the second phase that are younger. How these are like clumped and beautiful and they look fine. But the other ones were like even more stuck together, but they didn't have any issues, but I just didn't want to leave them that long. So I separated them and I trimmed like 1/4 of them since the rest look good for picking for orders still. And then we have been watering this by hand because it is kind of our overflow. We didn't have sprinklers set up yet. So we have brought this big guy over, which has been amazing because it's one of our irrigation wobblehead sprinkler tops that Sebastian actually put on a regular tripod sprinkler. So he took off the one that like does that for the lawn. And this has amazing coverage. So I'm just gonna switch it here and then turn the water back on and then get this section watered. So I just did it on my phone. So it should turn on shortly. My phone service was too far back, so I just had to move a little bit. I'm trying not to get wet right now, but I still am. But it is working beautifully, and that saves so much time. Okay, so I'm in greenhouse number 2, and we are trimming the Totally Tempted Frosted Violets Kufia. They started blooming. They are so gorgeous. Look at that. Look how tall they are, which tallness is fine. But at this stage, it's too tall for how young they are and not being planted in the landscape. So it's so hard to cut off the blooms, isn't it? But it'll be better for it. Normally I'd cut like halfway, but I'm actually gonna come down and almost like you're making a ponytail like that. Probably go down 3/4 and cut 3/4 of it off, leaving 1/4 of it. And then this will get so bushy and the stem will get really, really strong. But isn't that gorgeous? I'm gonna mass plant that everywhere because it is so pretty. So I wanna encourage you guys, don't be afraid to prune, cut anything pretty much every plant can benefit from it. Okay, so like I said, just gather it up and like that. And I have a bag right here just of all the things, the tops, and it's gonna look like it's got a bowl cut, but this will all branch out, and in 2 weeks, you won't even notice it. It'll just be the strongest plant ever. So I've got a couple hundred more to go, and we'll just get at it. It's so peaceful. I can hear the sprinkler sprinkling on the grass here. It sounds so peaceful. As Sebastian says, you just gotta be ruthless. Plants will thank us. So if you ever get any plants from us that are big or tall, they're kind of in between phases, and sometimes most people prefer to receive plants that are taller. So if they're not too bad yet, just before a clipping, we will ship them out untrimmed just so you guys can enjoy it, but you can go ahead and trim it yourself. If you do receive it like this, it doesn't mean that it's a bad plant. It just means that that was the phase it was where your shipping week fell because it needed to be trimmed. Before I continue, I wanted to show you guys, these are all the trays that I'm cutting back, and then this is what we just started doing. So I will show you guys when I finish. Okay, we got them all trimmed up. They don't look like much, but a bunch of sticks, but they're gonna be gorgeous really soon. And all these yellow leaves will be able to breathe, and they'll get nice and lush green and bushy. I left just a few for the sake of it to show Sebastian the blooms, and just in case we need a couple that are bigger. But our employee was saying, wouldn't that make the most beautiful dress? If anyone wants to make a frosted violets dress, that would be so gorgeous. Oh, I love it. It's just the most pretty flower color and shape ever. I love it so much. So glad we got these all trimmed up, and now we're gonna go fulfill some orders. Okay, so I am starting to pick orders. So we don't have big machines or assembly line or fancy computers. We are very small, so we do a lot of it by hand, and we try to do it very efficient by hand, but very curated, if that makes sense. So we use Shopify. We pull up the week that it's quote unquote tagged with, and then we can find all the orders that are to pick with that. And then what we personally do, we're trying this year that makes it really clear and efficient, is we write the person's name for the order on here, how many trays, we pick it by tray. So let's see, this one is 12 items. So a tray is 10 items. It's gonna be 2 trays. So this will be 1 of 2. I would write the name. I'll do that later just so it's not on camera. And then this is going to Indiana. So we always write the state, so we know when we're grabbing for shipping. We have to prioritize California, Washington, the whole West Coast, because they're the furthest from us, and they take a long time to get to. So if we don't get them shipped out by Monday, maybe even Tuesday's a little late, they won't make it in time, and they'll sit over the weekend, and it's too long. They can't live that long. So we have to really be conscious of that. So we write the state, and then we pick accordingly from west to east, and we ship those out per day. And then we write the week. So this is week 17. And then this will go on the first tray, and then I'm gonna make a tiny one with just the person's name and tray 2 of 2, and this will go on the second tray. So without the person's name, you can see I wrote that, and then I'll stick these in the 2 trays. We'll set them in greenhouse 1, and we'll just roll. So I'll show you guys how we pick it. A lot of companies, or what we might go to, is a number system, and that way if anyone helps, they can just go according to the numbers, and they don't have to know the plants. We know them all by heart, by name. We know where every one of them is. So our employee and I who pick, we just go grab the plants and do that way. We have sections. These are the warmer, loving plants, and then the Supertunias are in the back where I showed you guys. So we'll go sometimes by section and pick those, whatever is easiest. But yeah, so for this order that we're working on, we have 2 Supertunias in the back and 2 varieties of begonias in greenhouse 1. So we are going to go in the back and get the Supertunias first. Okay, we are back by the Supertunias. I just saw a herd of deer run through the forest. They are joining us this morning. Okay, so this is a slowed down version. Usually we are quick and we grab these super quick, but since I'm showing you guys, we're just doing it a little slower. So we have 3 Tiara Blue. Aren't these gorgeous? So they're all very prime. We just Make sure that they're very bushy and a really strong plant for shipping. So those are 3 gorgeous Tiara Blue. They all look really strong. Sometimes as we go, we will clean them up and pick off blooms or anything that needs to be cleaned up. Sometimes we will do it as we're boxing them up. And we're gonna go get 3 Supertunia Blue Veined. And these guys are over here. See how we remember everything? We just know where they are. On a small scale, that works just fine. Okay, so these are the Supertunia Blue Vein. Sometimes when they're in their pot, just as they age a little bit, they start to get little yellow leaves, which is not a big deal. You just groom those off. But if you guys receive any of those in your box, it's just because they've been confined in a box and moist, and they just trim off really easily. And I try to do like different sections so they can, at this point, start to get air from each other, so we're just naturally separating them. Okay, got these, and this is what we would consider like a small to medium order. Sometimes we'll have 2 plants, sometimes we'll have 8 plants, sometimes we'll have 10 to 15 trays, which is hundreds of plants, and we can ship all those sizes, no problem. Just gonna groom these off a teeny bit, and then we'll go get the other one. Okay, we actually have to go wake up greenhouse 1. They're still sleeping. It's been cool here, more cool than normal, so I was letting them warm up a bit still this morning. So you can see all the orders in here are for week 16. So we have these yet to ship. So I'm gonna start placing my orders down that way for week 17. Okay, we need 3 Selenia apricot begonias and 3 coral reef impatiens. There's the tag for that. Okay. So I like to, if I can, pick stuff with blooms. That looks beautiful. Doesn't always have blooms when we send it. Sometimes that's for the better if they get trimmed before shipping. But if we have an extra fresh batch, it's so fun to grab the ones with the blooms for you guys. So I'm gonna grab 3 of these. There we go, look at that beauty. Okay. So 3 coral reef, and then the Selenia. You guys are gonna be in such a treat to see that in an order because they're gorgeous. Okay, these are actually still covered up from the night being cold, so they got some harvest cloth on them. Wakey wakey, guys. Look at these. They are so gorgeous. The ones that went out just a little bit ago had like gobs of blooms on. These still have a lot. Oh, isn't that so pretty? Who wouldn't want to get that in the mail? So beautiful. So we're going to add this to the order. Brought these home from the event. This is where the rest of the Selenia apricot ones are. So there you go. You can see them. I'm going to just check if these are any bigger than the ones in the order and switch them out if that's true. Okay, so I just finished this order. I got the stake in. I guess I'm gonna put the name in later. And I got this little tag in, so that helps us just grab the trays and we know what state they are. So that was slow, so I'm gonna knock out a ton more. And then I also marked for whoever's order I just did that it was picked on the app, and then it lets us know that order was picked. Okay, we're gonna grab some plants that were inventory from the office, and we're gonna take them back up to the nursery to get water. I'm so thankful for this golf cart. We used to haul plants by hand back and forth by like a gorilla cart, and there was yet one year I was like, Sebastian, I don't think we can hand pull these anymore. It was so much work just because the volume increased. So I'm so grateful. And our employees are so grateful. Every day we use this golf cart, it is such a blessing. We were joking, just the thought of like having to pull these plants by hand back and forth hurts. Like we remember those memories, so glad we have it. Okay, looks like we're gonna have to do 2 loads, so we'll go ahead and take this one up. Okay guys, I'm gonna load the veggies out here, or maybe in the greenhouse. It's supposed to be a little chilly yet tonight, so we'll see. I'm gonna go ahead and get these off and get them watered because they haven't had water in a little while, so they'll perk back up. And I just wanted to show you some of the orders that I got. It took a lot longer just because I was watering stuff and getting other stuff done. I'm gonna try to do a few orders, but I'm not sure because we have to actually leave. We have to head into our chiropractic office and I get to go adjust patients. So I'm so excited. Get to do that this afternoon. I want to go have some fun with Luca before we leave, and I want to show you a little surprise if I get it on video. But I hope you guys enjoyed spending a morning with me. It was a lot of mixed things, which is fun, and that's kind of how this week has been. Luke and I have been on the golf cart driving orders back and forth, so it's been really fun. Thank you guys so much. We'll see you in the next one. Bye. I wanted to show you guys Luca got yesterday what he calls spring peepers. But some new chicks, 4 little egg layers to add to our collection. We're gonna get about 4 more, but we wanted to get a different variety than these. Aren't they the cutest little sweet things ever? Hope you guys are blessed by these little cotton balls. They're just the cutest little things. Thanks guys, bye!